Welcome to another Trackmania Turbo Trackmaster tutorial. This time around we're featuring event number 008, and even though this one's pretty early on, still not the easiest, but honestly it's easier than 1. The order in which I'm going to do these videos are how the events goes, like the smaller the number, the first in the series I'm going to do it. Earlier in the series I'm going to do it. But if I happen to get a number that's lower than what I've already recorded after I recorded it, I'll put it at the very end. So anyway, I'll go ahead and get right into this one. This one is still with Canyon, still with the wheel and modified looking car. And for this particular event, again, it starts on a helicopter, so maybe air brake, maybe not. Again, I'll leave that one for y'all to look up for yourself. I'm not very good at that. For this first turn, pretty simple. Just stay right on the apex there without hitting anything, full throttle. So you don't even really have to turn in because it's really early on. Just stay where you are. Just turn towards it. Like, you don't really have to move until you actually start turning. You don't have to actually go out anymore. After that turn, prepare for the chicanes. Like the first one, get as close to the chicanes as possible without hitting them. It's actually, in a way, means that you don't have to get right up to them with these because it's a bit of a wider section. So instead of really get like a millimeter away from them, just have as few millimeters of steering input as possible. Just make it to where you don't do much steering. Doesn't matter really how close you get to those as long as you don't hit them. For this bit, this is really the entire track, honestly. For going into the jump, it's full throttle pretty much to the very end. Right before you exit the jump, like literally jump off, your wheels go off the ground, let off the throttle just enough to where you don't actually want to be at the very top of this without hitting it. You don't want to be at the bottom. You want to be kind of exactly here. I'll show y'all why pretty much now. If you're straight through there, no big deal with the landing, but as long as you got your car straight, the way that you want to land it is as close to the end of this boost pad as possible. As y'all can see here in a minute, I tried to land more at an angle earlier in the boost pad so that way I could use more of them. If I'm turning on the boost pads, in theory, that means I have to boost for longer. But honestly, that just means that I couldn't make it to, like, making the turn. I got stuck in the anti-cheating zone, really, for people doing that exact strategy like I just explained. That's to prevent that from happening. And also, I tried landing farther forward, like meaning I took the jump longer, and you need those boost pads. If you land beyond the boost pads, then you're not going fast enough. I tried landing earlier, like more on the boost pads, but a boost is a boost no matter what, so you want to go ahead and land right at the end because no matter where you land on the boost pads, it's still the same amount of boost. And as I said, just keep the car straight because if you don't, you'll hit the bits on the sides there. So this one's easier than the first one overall once you get a rhythm going, but it's harder in one thing and one thing only, meaning that you have to do quite a bit for that jump. But the jump is really this entire section. So as long as you get that right, land the jump right before the first set of boost pads end, you're good for Trackmaster. Just keep the car straight, as with all of them. Land right at where the first bit of boost pads end, and then you're good. So as usual, hope y'all enjoyed this. Hope y'all learned something from it. This particular one, I didn't actually even get all that high of a rating. This makes me think this is one of the easier ones on the list. But we'll see as we go on, I guess. That's kind of the point of the series. Maybe easy, maybe hard, but nonetheless, this is showing how to get it, no matter how it may be. So, as always,